Have you ever felt angry, but didn't know why? Or suddenly anxious when everything seemed perfectly fine? We are often overwhelmed by emotions, as if they are storms that come without warning. But what if I told you that emotions aren't storms that come from the outside, but gentle currents shaped by the stories we tell ourselves in our own minds? In this video, we will explore the depths of emotion, getting to know them not as enemies, but as messages. And you will learn how to heal, not by rejecting your feelings, but by understanding them. Let's start here. There's a big difference between affect and emotion. Affect is our body's basic response: comfort, discomfort, calmness, or restlessness. It is our biological inheritance, something we experience even as infants. A baby cries when hungry, smiles when feeling safe. That is affect, not emotion. Whereas emotions like fear, anger, joy, or sadness aren't simply inherited. They are shaped. They are the result of experience, environment. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, a neuroscientist, once said, "Emotions are not instant reactions of the body, but predictions made by the brain based on experience and social context." In other words, emotions are constructions. Like buildings, they are shaped from the foundation of experience, the bricks of memory, and the paint of social perception. Imagine two children seeing a snake. One panics and runs away, while the other approaches with curiosity. What's the difference? The difference is experience. The child who is afraid may have been bitten before or seen something frightening on television, while the other may have grown up with a father who loved reptiles and has pleasant memories of playing with tame snakes. So the emotion of fear doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It is constructed. We call something by a word: happy, anxious, disappointed, ashamed. These words may seem simple, but have you ever paused and asked yourself, am I truly feeling anxious? Or does it feel real only because I called it that? Language is not just a tool for expressing feelings. It shapes the feelings themselves. In constructivist psychology, this is known as emotional granularity, the ability to distinguish and label emotions with precision. According to Dr. Barrett's research, the brain doesn't have built-in, universal emotion buttons. Instead, the brain guesses the situation based on past experiences, then uses language and concepts to create meaning. This is what gives rise to feeling. For example, two people can go through the same experience, like being left by someone they love. One says, "I'm heartbroken." The other says, "I'm letting go." The emotion they feel? Different. Why? Because the words they use shape a different inner meaning. Imagine a vague feeling: tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, a drifting mind. Before you name it, it might just be a sensation. But when you say, "I'm anxious," your body, mind, and entire nervous system begin to respond according to that narrative. Research shows that when someone can name their emotions with specificity, like distinguishing between furious and annoyed, or between longing and loss, they have significantly better emotional regulation. Labeling emotions reduces their intensity. Matthew Lieberman, professor of psychology at UCLA. In his study, Lieberman found that verbally labeling emotions can reduce activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain involved in emotional reactions, and activate the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for self-control and reflection. When a small child cries and an adult says, "You're angry, aren't you?" the child learns, "Oh, this feeling is called anger." From there, patterns of perception and response are formed for the future. The richer our emotional vocabulary, the broader the spectrum of inner experiences we can understand and manage. Language creates the difference between tired and hopeless, between restless and in need of calm, between angry and hurt. If you want to change how you feel, maybe you can start by changing how you name it. Instead of saying, "I always fail," try saying, "I am learning." Instead of "I'm scared," say, "I need to feel safe." Instead of "I'm angry," say, "I don't feel understood yet." Every word has a vibration. Every word is a door to new meaning, because in the end, emotions are not just something we feel, but something we create. Becoming aware that our emotions are constructions doesn't mean we reject them. On the contrary, this is the first step toward healing. Because if emotions are constructed, then we can also reconstruct them. We are not victims of fear, anger, or anxiety. We are the architects of our own inner world. Emotions are still valid. Fear still feels real. But by recognizing that we play a role in shaping them, we can be gentler with ourselves. We can learn to recognize patterns, name our feelings, and gradually let go of the old wounds that shape those emotions. Because in the end, self-healing is not about eliminating emotions, but about making peace with them, and realizing that we always have the power to choose again how we respond to the world.